We're all really excited to meet you. I know I just finished independent study, so I'm pretty excited for your next books to come out. So we'll have you talk for a few minutes, and then we have students here with some questions.
Okay.
For about the last 10 minutes for questions. Does that sound good?
Whatever works for you guys.
Okay, thank you.
Do I look like the great and powerful Wizard of Oz?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, good. That's always been my goal in life, is to look like the powerful Wizard of Oz. I need a curtain. Well, anyway, hi, I'm Joelle. You guys all are sort of awake on a Friday morning. Is it raining by you?
No.
No? It's raining up here in Chicago. It's kind of a boring morning. Well, I am the author of the Testing Trilogy. You guys are laughing at me already over in a corner. I see it. And I see the person who is laughing at me. She's like, you know, hoping that I don't point her out every single time. You're lucky that I'm not there in person. I'm mean. She's like, how did I end up in the front row? What's your name?
Sam. Oh.
I can't read lips very well. I'm gonna make her say.
Hi, I'm Sam.
Hi, Sam. Since I'm totally picking on you already, I figured I probably should say hello. Well, who knows? Let's see. Well, wait. Let's get Sam back up at the mic.
Yeah,
I'm gonna introduce Sam. Sam, what do you want to do when you grow up?
Well, I'd like to be an archaeologist or a marine biologist, but I also like to read, so looking after people.
Wow, you want to be in charge. You don't want to write the stories. You want to tell me how to do it.
No, I'm terrible at writing stories.
I like it. Well, that's okay. I could be too. We haven't decided yet. The jury is out. So you like either going to be digging holes or dealing with animals, like underwater.
Yeah.
So you like water, a lot of it.
Yeah.
Okay, just checking. Okay, I won't torture you anymore. I promise.
Wait, do I sit?
Okay, you can sit down. You know, you start laughing at me and I start picking on you. You know, I apologize in advance. When I was in high school, I never thought I was going to be an author at all. I never even thought I'd be an editor, so, you know, I like to read, but it never occurred to me that I should be in the book business at all. Do I have theater kids here? Yes? Woohoo, you're my people. I was a theater kid when I was in high school. I was going to sing and dance for the rest of my life, which seems kind of pointless, but I did. I went to college for music theater at Lincoln University, so Decatur, Illinois, not too far from you guys. I see someone like going woohoo to Decatur. Yay. Does anyone know Milliken? No?
Yeah.
Yes, we have one lone hand back there. What ages do we have? Do we have freshmen?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Raise your hand if you're a freshman.
She can't hear you. There you go.
Wow, mostly freshmen. There's somebody up front that just is very offended by the fact it's all freshmen in the room. Are you a senior?
Yes.
Yes? I understand. Sophomores. We have sophomores. There they are. The freshmen look more awake than you guys. Juniors. No juniors. Oh, we have one like over in a corner that I can't see. I'm gonna say, what, did we like just leave them off the list? Poor juniors have been voted off the island. And how about seniors? I know we have the one. Oh wait, there we go. Oh wait, Sam, get back up here then.
Okay.
Do you know where you're going to college?
Yeah, Hawaii Pacific University.
Well, that's a good place for marine biology.
Yeah.
I'm like, if you were going to a landlocked school, I would be very concerned.
No, yeah, I just got accepted.
Well, congratulations.
Thanks.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
And the fact that you've chosen to go to Hawaii is even smarter than anybody else in that room, I'm certain. Because it's Hawaii. Okay, I won't torture you anymore, but I had to know, since you're the one that I know.
Okay.
Sam is my new best friend. But when I was in high school, I went to, I did shows. That's what I did. I took a couple of English classes, for reading, you had to. But when I got to college, I was in an honors program. So I never had to take an English class at all when I was in college. This is the story. Anyone want to be an author? I see a hand back there, and they're far enough away I can't see who it belongs to. Just a disembodied hand. Yeah, this is the story of how not to be an author, because I never imagined that this is what I would do. My best friend in high school was going to be the next Stephen King, and I was going to read everything that she wrote. So I went to school, and I learned how to tap dance pretty well. I sang a lot. And then I went for my master's degree, and I went for opera performance, another really useful degree. Yippee. And that's what I did for years. I did children's theater, I did opera, I did operetta, music theater, some modeling. Anyone watch wrestling? Yes? Oh, of course, Sam. Of course you watch wrestling. I was on WWF wrestling when it was WWF. I was a high-priced call girl. Woohoo! For The Godfather. Yeah, don't ask. I got to dance in a ring. This is what I did with my life for almost 10 years. And for whatever reason, while I was doing a show, I had an idea for a book in my head. And it was because I got rejected from the next show and I was kind of annoyed. And so I had this idea. Yes, no. I did. Everybody else in my dressing room got the next show and I did not. That was fun. Fun day. Needless to say, I go into fields that you get rejected a lot as well. This is like a requirement for me. Anyone want to go into theater? I see a hand back there, sort of. You guys are like, with me, the insane ones. Always fun. So I had an idea for a book in my head, and the only days that I had off were Mondays and Tuesdays. Those are the days off that you have when you are a theater person, when you're doing 8 shows a week. Everybody else has normal weekends. Theater people have Mondays and Tuesdays off. And unless you want to spend your days with everybody that you just did 8 shows a week with, you spend them by yourself a little bit. It's not a bad thing. But I decided with that opening, that idea for a book, I decided I want to see if I could write it. Not because I thought I would ever be published. Never. Ever. I just wanted to see if I could. And the only things I knew about writing a book was it had a beginning, a middle, and an end. That's it. That's all I knew about writing a book. Probably a good thing for me, because all I needed to worry about was getting to the end. And I did. And that book was bad. Like, really, really bad. Oh, Sam, see you laugh. But no. I need more names. I can pick out more people other than Sam. But poor Sam was like it. No, that book was horrendous. And I wanted to make people cry. I wanted to be like the next Jodi Picoult. Anyone ever read Jodi Picoult? Yeah? Okay. See, I should ask your name, because then I can pick on you since you're right next to Sam. Jodi Picoult makes people cry. The only thing that would have made anybody cry about that first book was the length. It was long. Like, super long. And boring. I'm sure there was something probably good about it. Statistically, if you throw a dart at a dartboard long enough, you're going to hit something, so I probably did something okay, but not near enough. But it was really fascinating. Up until then, I just told other people's stories on the stage. I was singing other people's songs, I was doing other people's choreography. For the first time, I was doing my story. It was a bad story, but it was mine. So I decided to try again and see if I could do it again. Now, no one's paying me for this, and I still didn't think that I was going to get published. But I wanted to see if I could write something someone might want to read. What a novelty. You write a book, someone might want to read it someday. So I wrote another book, and it was a thriller this time, and it was called Topless Driver. It was about a girl in a convertible. That was the topless driver. Yeah. I like the title. It was also a bad book. But I learned a lot more about editing, and a lot more. I joined a writer's group. I met another author. Who's met an author, live and in person? Yeah. Sam, you are like the answer to all questions. And we have a couple of others back there. I had never met an author before I became an author. They were like unicorns. You know, like this mystical creature that seems like they should exist. I mean, come on, it's a horse with a horn. I mean, it should exist, but you never see them. That's kind of how I felt about authors. I never met one. Books just kind of magically appeared. So it never occurred to me that that was a real job until I met an author. And she told me to join a writers organization that was around here that she belonged to. And I did. It was called Romance Writers of America. I don't write romance. I'm bad at it. I learned because I tried while belonging to Romance Writers of America. But while I was there, I learned a lot of other things I probably would have learned if I had taken a creative writing class in school. Which is like, you know, lots of dialogue, start with action, end chapters with hooks, cut the boring parts. That one's a really important one. Boring parts are no fun. I tried to write a romance, and that didn't work. I tried again, and suddenly there was a mystery. And by book 5, and I'm still at this, it's 5 years later, I haven't been published. Everything I've written has been bad or has been rejected a lot. We're talking like hundreds of rejections, for good reason. And I was at a writer's conference, and someone asked me about my performing career, and asked whether or not my mother was a stage performer or my father. And I said no, but my mother was a world champion artistic roller skater. Yeah. I know. Now, see, Sam, you're not the only one laughing at me. There are other people laughing in the back. It's not something you hear very often. Anyone watch the Olympics? Yeah? Did you watch any of the ice dance? We won. Yay! That was my mom on wheels, like way back when. And I laughed at the person that told me this. It was a literary agent. You're not supposed to laugh at a literary agent unless you have one, because you kind of hope that they might want to work with you and sell your work, but I did. I'm not very bright. And I know she meant that I should write a roller skating romance or a roller skating women's fiction book. 10 days later, I wrote to her and told her I'd written the first chapter of what became my first published novel, which is Skating Around the Law. And there's a dead body head first in a roller rink toilet at the end of chapter 1, and a mystery to be solved. There's also a large animal vet who owns a camel. The camel is an ex-circus camel. He wears hats. Who's read the testing? Okay, so this book is a little different than the testing. Everything that was kind of silly and goofy kind of appeared in my head and went on the page. It was fun. But that was my first published book. And who thinks that authors make millions of dollars? Okay, see, you're the same one over there that I swear said that you're gonna like you're a theater person. So yeah, no. I think that book I made $4,000 on when they gave me my advance. Woohoo! I made more money later on royalties, but you know, you don't make a whole lot of money. But I was so excited that I finally got published. So I kept writing. Meanwhile, I was also teaching. I never really thought that publishing was going to be a real full-time career for me. Again, I was a singing, dancing girl. But I also taught voice lessons. So I have some students. And so those of you, wait, my juniors are all over here that are going to be tortured later, yes? Or is there only like one lone junior sitting over there looking very sad? There's one? You guys have only allowed one in the library? You guys are mean. I swear. The poor junior. I'm going to have to make them come over and introduce themselves. Where is our junior? Junior, where are you? Come to the mic. I can't see you. No? Yes? Hi there. How did you get to be the lone junior in this place? You're like the representation of your entire class. No pressure. What's your name?
CJ.
CJ. Well, hi, CJ. It's nice to meet you.
Hi.
Do you know what you want to do when you grow up?
Yeah.
Grow up. I'm doing that.
I want to be a mechanic.
A mechanic, so you fix things.
Yeah. I break them too.
Oh, okay. Well, then we're a lot alike on that front. I break like everything. That's my skill. I have no other skills otherwise. So, like, car mechanic, or are you fixing something else?
Cars.
Okay. So you can fix mine. It probably needs some help. Well, we'll talk.
If you broke it, I can't fix it.
Oh, well. He has no faith in me. He assumes that if I'm going to break it, I'm breaking it good. Well, at least you assume the best. Like, if I'm going to do it, I'm doing it all the way. I appreciate that. I won't torture you anymore. I just figured I had to ask what the lone junior was in the crowd because I couldn't see you. They just kept pointing in that direction, you know. You're over there in the corner. Well, I'll let you go back to the corner and hide from me.
That sounds like a good idea.
But it was nice meeting you. Is he like gonna make faces now over there? Where I can't see him? Maybe? Someone keep an eye on him. I think CJ's probably trouble. I don't know, I don't see any redheads in the crowd where I'd pick on them. Oh wait. Well, I have red hair. This is not like, you know, I know how much red hair. Oh, I see one. And yeah, everyone's looking at him. And now he's hiding. I'll pick on you later. Anyway, you know, when I was in high school, though, when I was your age, you know, I thought I was going to sing and dance, which I did for quite a while. I never thought I was going to actually have a published novel. So when I was taking English classes, I took them for fun, most of them, after I got back beyond gen ed. I also took a lot of other classes that I thought were completely pointless in life. Do you guys have classes you think are completely pointless in life? Yes? Shall we panic your teachers and do a show of hands? This is always fun. I like watching like the panic that happens in the background when we do this. Okay, who thinks their math class that they're taking right now is totally useless for the rest of their life? Wow, the archaeologist and marine biologist is throwing the math class under a bus. Impressive. Okay, who thinks their science classes, and see you're not allowed, Sam, you can't raise your hand on this one because you were going to go marine biology. Science classes, totally useless. Physics, chemistry, yeah. Hey, our senior up front he's done. He is done with science. I'm dying to ask what it is. Okay, who thinks their history classes? Totally useless. Never going to need that stuff again. Yeah? Okay. I'm going to guess we probably have a lot of English teachers in here. Who thinks the English classes are totally useless? Sam did not stand up and raise her hand. Sorry, teacher. I apologize.
I see you.
I see you, Donnie. Funny enough, when I was in school, I wanted to be the smart kid, even though I was going to sing and dance. All my friends were in all of the AP classes, so I took AP chemistry. I took AP calculus. Anyone in calculus right now? No? Yeah? This was my least favorite class of all time. Like, I was bad at it. Not totally my fault. The teacher wasn't very good at it either. And I say this with great fondness for him because I know him now. He would show us how to take a derivative, do a problem on the board, and then our valedictorian would raise his hand and say, "Excuse me, Mr. Rusage, you got it wrong." And then he'd go up to the board, and then he would show the teacher how he got it wrong. And by the time they all sorted it all out, I was so confused it was over. So not a surprise that I was bad at this class. But I took all these classes thinking I was never going to use them again. And in the first couple of years of singing and dancing after I got out of college, I didn't. But it turns out when you're an author, and now for those of you who have read the testing, you're probably going to see where this is going, you often need to do some research. And the testing is about the world's worst college admittance process ever. So seniors, that was your life this year. CJ, I'm sorry, it's your life next year, maybe. You know, he seems a little more chill than some of my students that actually go through this process. But the testing is about, you know, a world war, that, or 100 years after a world war, where the world has been broken. Has anyone ever Googled chemical weapons and biological weapons just for kicks? Sam, you are getting the answer to all things. Oh wait, there's a few others that will admit it. You are my people. And by the way, welcome to the NSA watch list with me. The government knows you're there. It's awesome. I actually think, by the way, that authors would make the world's best terrorist cell. Because, you know, we're Googling, you know, how to build a bomb, all these awful weapons, you know, how to destroy things. And, you know, we're sending up flags in Washington. Ding, ding, ding. You know, all these little things are going. And then they Google us back. And then they go, oh, it's an author. Never mind, they're doing research. Ha, that's what you think. We're taking down the world. But when I was writing, all of a sudden I had to do a lot of research, and suddenly I had to figure out a whole lot of things. Sam is just lost it. She is baffled by me. Oh, and is he saying something? I need his name. Yes, you get up, because she's throwing you under a bus now. And this mic is way too short for you.
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine, what's your name?
I'm Jeremy.
Hi, Jeremy.
How are you?
How tall are you?
6 foot.
That's what it looks like. I'm 5'10", so you would make me look normal.
This is like too small.
Yes, it's way too small. I will cut you a break. But where are you going to college?
That's how you mean. Southern Illinois
Or?
University of Edwardsville for accounting.
So you're good at math.
Yeah.
Okay, well, remind me of that in a couple of years. I'll hire you.
Okay.
I'm bad at math. Which is pretty sad because in the testing, Sia is brilliant at it. By the way, anyone who wants to be an author, never make a character smarter than you. It makes life really unhappy. But for the testing, I had to do a lot of research. It is 100 years after a world war, the world's broken, we've dropped all those biological and chemical weapons that some of you have Googled, and there's some really awful stuff out there. Like, people don't think about how they're going to live in this world after they win. They just want to win. Oops. And we keep making things worse, so I guarantee you in another 10 years, it'll be even way worse. That's uplifting. Wow, I just kind of depressed all of you. But I had to figure out then, how would a world war happen if I were creating my own version of a world war? And for that, I actually had to use history. So for all of you who thought that was useless, I looked at World War II. How would I create this global escalation? And if it was way worse, the communication was way better now and weapons were way worse. And I created the 7 stages of war. Then I had to figure out, okay, now we've broken everything. Woohoo! Which is so fun, by the way. I highly recommend creating your own world war. You can sit with a map and just start Xing off cities. Okay, California bites it, there goes LA. Okay, New York's never making it. Washington, D.C., totally toast. It's kind of a fun way to spend an afternoon. So then I had to figure out, once I broke the world and how many people were going to die, and lots of people died, how would I fix it? And how would I rebuild the country? And for that I had to go back to history again, and I used the 13 original colonies. Because it's my only example of how to build a country. You colonize over here, and you colonize over here, and eventually you spread out until you meet in the middle, and you have a country. And in the case of the testing, they're rebuilding the country. So they're trying to fix what was broken, clean the water, grow things in the ground so only they can eat. Eating's important. I like food. Those kind of things. And then I had to kind of use a lot of other math and science to figure out, how would they get around if there were earthquakes. That was fun. Yeah, I'm not a physics girl. For anyone who's read Independent Study, there's a scene with the physics of a bridge. I had to restudy that. Yeah. Not my finest moment. I think there was drool coming out of my face at one point as I'm reading everything there is to know about physics again, and how bridges work. Not that I'm telling anybody what bridges do, but Sia knows how bridges work. But yeah, doing the testing, had I actually known what kind of research I was going to do, I might not have actually written the book. A lot of people ask me how I came up with writing the testing. And it was another book I thought I was never going to get published. I was writing funny mysteries. I have 2 funny mystery series. I have the roller skating series that was suggested to me by people who were being funny, and well, I did it. I also have a singing dancing series where it's a performer yet to make it big in the opera and music theater world. Gee, I write what I know. Takes a job as a local show choir coach, only she finds a rival director strangled with a microphone cord dead, and hilarity ensues. Because that's what happens. Death is funny. I kill people in books, if you hadn't noticed. Anybody like to read the books where people die? That's it? Really? Well, when writing the testing, and by the way, I noticed this microphone does not have a cord, so I guess they're worried that someone might have read that book. But when writing the testing, I didn't even realize it was a young adult book. Strangely enough, I'm stupid. Again, this is the story of how to not know what you're doing. Which isn't really a surprise, I suppose, because in my adult books with that choir series, there are high school kids that she teaches, and I'm not allowed to kill anybody that is a high school kid in that book. I can put you all in jeopardy, I can't kill you. And yet, in my young adult books, I am not only allowed to kill you, I am encouraged to kill as many of you as I can. I have no idea what that says about you guys as readers, But no wonder I was confused as to what I was writing. So again, who reads the books where people die? Who's read The Hunger Games? See, there's more people who read books where people die. Who's read Divergent? Maze Runner? Oh, you guys got to catch up. Maze Runner's coming out as a movie in September. Who's read The Giver? I love that book. So I have to ask, because that's a movie that I'm really excited about. It comes out this summer. But when I came up with the idea for the testing, I was teaching a voice lesson to one of my high school seniors. It was the end of March, beginning of April, so she was starting to hear about colleges. When you audition for music theater and opera in college, you have to not only do you have to get accepted to the school, but you have to get accepted to their program through the audition. And often you have to audition at about 10 to 12 schools. It's a lot of schools to get into like one that you really want. She auditioned at 11, and now she was starting to hear. She had 1 or 2 yeses from her backup schools that she didn't want to go to. She had a couple of no's, and she had a wait list. Wait lists are like the kiss of death. They're like limbo hell for, everybody. Oh my God, am I really going to get in? The wait list was what she had heard that day, and it was kind of sending her a little bit over the edge. She was worried that her life was over, never going to be able to do what she wanted to do, and was panicking about the future and kind of melting down in my living room. This is what people do in my living room. They all cry. I send people into fits of sadness. I was trying to reassure her and tell her, I know the process is stressful, but you've gotten through the worst of it. This is the most stressful I've ever seen this process. Oh, not the thing to say to a theater kid. Who knows theater kids? Like you've met a theater kid? Some of them are a little more dramatic than others, yes? Yeah. She was and is, and I can say this with love because I just talked to her again yesterday. Yeah, that was not the thing to say to her. Suddenly, the idea of this could possibly be worse got in her head. And she's like, oh my God, what happens when my brother is a senior? He's a freshman now, and it's going to be so much worse, and he's going to die. No, it can't possibly be any worse. Then I kind of wanted to know what would be worse. Like, how could getting into college be way worse? So I came up with the idea for the testing, and I really wanted to set it in modern day because those are the books that I was writing. I wrote contemporary novels, that's what I knew. But as really crazy as our testing system is, I couldn't come up with any way to justify the tests I wanted to put in the testing. I mean, they test the heck out of you. You guys have been tested for forever. I hate the process. If you read the whole series, you'll see how much I really hate the process and what I think about it. But I couldn't come up with any way to justify what I wanted to do. So the testing got set in the future. 100 years after the World War, where I had to learn a whole lot about science and math, which was kind of crazy. But one of the things I really wanted to do with the testing, because I do really dislike the testing process. Who had to take the SAT? Obviously, yes, because Sam, you were going to somewhere that wasn't Midwest. So a lot of you were smart with me and only took the ACT and stayed in the Midwest. Some of you actually took the SAT. When I was in 7th grade, I had to take the SAT. It was an honors thing. It was not an honor at all. I hated every minute of it. And really, what's not an honor about a 7th grader who is woefully unprepared to take this test, sitting with a bunch of juniors who are worried about failing this test and might never have the rest, their whole future is going at stake and they're going to ruin the rest of their lives if they don't do well. Yeah, that's fun. Trapped in a room with all of them. Awesome. The one thing that I really hated, though, was the fact that, and this was going to change this year, they just decided it's going to change in March, that if you got an answer wrong, they penalized you by deducting 1/4 of a point. I think it really scarred me as a 7th grader because, hello, totally unprepared to take this test. So it's a miracle that I got any points to begin with, and now you're taking stuff off? Yeah. So you might find that idea of being penalized for getting a wrong answer. That shows up at the testing. I really didn't love that moment in the SATs. But one of the things that I wanted to do is I wanted to make the world's worst college admittance process. I wanted independent study to be about when you get to college. So for all of you, when you go to college, you're not the person, you're not, no one remembers you for who you were. We have the kid that actually mixes, or used to mix the pudding and the Doritos and everything awful and eat it together on a dare? Anybody? You know that kid though, right? Did you guys not have that kid in school? No? Did you? Yeah, okay. I was the kid who tripped in 8th grade graduation. Yay me. Nobody when you get to college remembers any of that stuff because they didn't know you then. They only know you as you are now. They don't remember all the dumb things you did or the stupid outfit you wore or, you know, that you fell in front of everybody in 8th grade graduation. They remember you, they know you as now. You go to school with what you've learned and what you think about the world. You go to school with what your parents and your teachers taught you and what you believe to be true and what you believe you want to do with the rest of your life, although Sam has lots of options there. And then you have to decide for yourself what you want to do, if that's what you really want to do. You know, you change majors, you go, you know what, this is not for me. You realize that the world is a bigger place, or that things aren't quite the way you thought they worked. You know, they work differently. And that's independent study. It's wrapped up though in a big thriller plot. People die, because that's what I do. And then graduation day, I really wanted to be about how graduation is not what makes you an adult. It just isn't. I know adults who are 16. I know adults, no, they might not be adults at 38. You know, being an adult is about making decisions. Becoming an adult isn't about a piece of paper, go forth and graduate to be an adult. It's about a set of circumstances and the choices that you make during those circumstances. It's about the decisions you make and the willingness to step up and do what's necessary. And in Sita's case, leadership is the same way. Leaders are not just elected. You know, you can't just say, go forth and lead. You know, look, we voted you in, you are a leader. Leaders are people who step up and do what's necessary. And in graduation day, Sia has to decide whether or not she's ready to become an adult and whether or not she's ready to be a leader. And then what that means. Wrapped up in a big thriller plot, so who knows who lives and dies. Gotta love that. But the one thing I really wanted to show in the series is that a test doesn't define you. There is no test that defines you. The only thing that a test does is tell you whether or not you got a good score on that test. It doesn't tell you what your potential is. It doesn't tell you what college you should go to. Does the PSAT still do that? Like give you like a little aptitude thing, like you should go here and do that. I think they wanted me to be a vet. I hate blood. They didn't ask that question. Like, do you like blood? No, that takes away all medical fields. Do I have any doctors, like aspiring doctors in the audience? Okay, those are my blood people. Awesome. I'm not you. Me and blood don't get along well. But no test actually defines you. Only you define you. And it turns out no major actually defines you, or going to college or high school doesn't define you either, because otherwise I would still be singing and dancing. I wouldn't be writing books. And who knows what I'll do tomorrow. I might change my mind again. But that's my journey as to becoming an author, and how I wrote The Testing. A series that I never thought was going to sell. So yay. I'm glad it did. I really enjoyed writing the books. And the third one comes out in June. And it's purple and shiny. The mark of a good book is how shiny it is. I'm certain of it. These books are very shiny. So do we want to do questions? No? Answers? I just start singing up here for a while and see how, you know. Yeah. As Sam nods. Sam agrees with whatever I say. I like Sam.
Miller, give her those spares.
Sam is my new best friend. I'm telling you, Sam, we need to keep in touch. Especially, I'm going to be jealous of you being in Hawaii. Yeah, I have Facebook. Come find me on Facebook. I also have Instagram. Somebody that was in a middle school finally made enough middle school kids at one visit that I did, like, harassed me into joining Instagram. They did. And they would find me on Twitter, and then they would ask me to join Instagram, and I finally gave in. And you are back at this mic that is just way too short for you. It needs to come off the thing for you. Yes?
Do you live in the city of Chicago, or do you live on the outskirts? Because by the way your house looks, it looks like you're like in...
I'm in the woods?
Yeah.
Haha. I am in Palatine, which is right next to the Schaumburg Mall, basically. So if anyone's been up to the Woodfield Mall, I'm like right around the corner from there. I did once live in the city. I went to school at DePaul University for my master's. So I used to live in the city, and now if actually, you know, we can see like my backyard. We have trees. Lots and lots of trees. So it makes it look like I'm out in the woods, but I'm not.
It just looks pretty outside, so I guess, because I knew it was in the city.
No, they don't have that many trees. My trees look like they're like 100 years old, and they look like I'm in like the Lord of the Rings. They do. They're really wild. Someone who is going to, well, now that mic is way too high for you. Yes. I say you just take it off. There you go.
Hi, I'm Brooke Holt, and the first question is, like, what should we be prepared for in graduation?
What should you be prepared for? Well, I will tell you what not to be prepared for. I get a lot of questions from people who's read Allegiant. Okay. Sia is our only narrator, so she will be with you to the very end of the story. There are 2 points of view. That seems to be a big, important thing, so be prepared to not hate me for that. And for those who have read Allegiant, you know what I'm talking about. It's like how not to spoil it for anybody else who might want to read it. And, I don't know, there's a lot of actions and a lot of really hard choices that Sia has to make. She has to decide whether the testing really was all bad, and her answer might surprise people. I don't want to spoil it. There is, I think on entertainmentweekly.com, they had one of the I think it's like chapter 2 or whatever, there is an excerpt from it.
Hello, my name is Tyler.
Hi, how are you?
Pretty good. And I have a
You
question.
play band. Wait, are you a musician?
No, kind of.
What do you play?
Trumpet.
Awesome.
Yeah. My question is, are the characters in the testing based on or inspired by anyone you know?
This is a really hard question. Most of the time I say no, but when I was at my launch of the testing, I literally thought it was no. But when I was at my launch, the girl who melted down in my living room and freaked out enough that I wanted to know what would be even worse and what would torture her even more than the process she just went through. Sorry, Jessie. She happens to be 5'2". She has dark hair, and she's really, really smart. So I suddenly have decided that I think she inspired Sia by her absolute meltdown in my living room. But the rest of them I don't think so. I think they're a combination of people I know. I couldn't pinpoint who they are. My favorite character is Bill, and I don't know anybody like him, but I think he's fun. I want to meet him. It's a little bit crazy that I actually want Will in my life, but I do. So if you meet someone like him, send him my way. I guess that's it. That's all I got.
Thank you.
Sure. Hello.
Another short person at the tall mic. What?
Yeah, but keep calm and give what? I can't. Your idea is right in the middle of the letters.
Keep calm
What?
and give the thing that you don't like.
Yeah. I'm willing to give one. I just don't want to see it oozing out of me.
Very true. How long did it actually take you to write all 3 books of your text?
Oh Lord. A lot less time than you would think. My publisher, strangely enough, they were supposed to put out 2 books when they first asked me to, they first said they liked them and they wanted to sign me. They wanted me to do a book a year, with the first book coming out in fall of 2013. Well, the first book came out in June of 2013. And then they decided to do every 6 months and asked me if I could. I didn't know if I could, because I also had 2 other books to write in between. I had to write 5 books in 19 months, which was a lot.
Wait, you said 5 books?
I wrote 5 books in 19 months. I will never do it again. I ended up with the world's worst case of pneumonia. Like, no antibiotic would touch it. I ended up on Lavapin, which if anyone's ever been on it, it's the anthrax drug. Woohoo! It was nice to know I wasn't going to get anthrax. It didn't fix my problem, but I didn't get anthrax. The testing took me 9.5 weeks to write. Now that was, I know. I was very conscious that I had 2 other series going on. I wanted to know if I could write 3 books in a year, if those books were to ever sell. So I pushed myself to write as fast as possible. I also kind of wanted to know what happens next. I don't outline. Does anybody here have to outline in their English classes?
Yeah.
Who hates outlining? You are all my people. I can't. I can't outline. I try, and it all, I take a left turn in Albuquerque around page 50, and all bets are off. It's a total waste of time. Not that everything that I hit, all actions happen on my outline that they say it's going to, but everybody's reaction, their conversations all change my outline drastically. Suddenly I'm taking a left instead of a right, and yeah, all bad things happen. So when I'm writing, I write every single day, and I don't know what's going to happen next. It's not the most comfortable way to write, but it does motivate me to write a lot because I want to know. I write like a reader. I want to know what happens next. So the testing took me 9.5 weeks. Independent study, I think, took me about 14. That took me the longest. Graduation day was between 12 and 13 weeks. And then obviously I had to revise them all. I revise a lot.
All right, and that's amazing how fast you wrote that. And I was going to say also, I'm actually going to DePaul University this fall. Like,
Oh, Lincoln.
Lincoln.
Are you going to the Lincoln Park campus? So you're saying,
Yep, I'm majoring in psychology.
woohoo! Well, we'll have to get together. I don't live that far away.
Oh.
Anyone? I don't bite. I'm not there if I can't.
I wanted to know if Sia had any weaknesses.
She does. She trusts people a lot. That's not necessarily a good thing. It is a downfall for her. She also tends to, she sometimes thinks things through too hard instead of just trusting her instincts. That can get her in trouble. And while she's really good at math and science, she's got history, she's naive. She does not have a lot of street smarts. It's a problem for her. She grew up in a very small community where she thinks the world is a very small, safe place. And it is not. Those are her biggest weaknesses. Then she's really short. I mean, it's harder to climb a tree or try to do survival stuff sometimes. It's easier to hide, I suppose, when you're short. So my short people have an easier time hiding, but the tall people have an easier time actually, grabbing a tree branch and climbing for safety. She's short. She has a very narrow world view. That's had to change a lot.
Hi there.
Hi.
I'm Alyssa.
Hi, Melissa. How are you?
It's Alyssa.
Alyssa, sorry.
I had
Hi,
that one
Alyssa.
out, so. I wanted to know who inspired you to write the test.
Oh, that was Chessie. That was my high school senior that totally freaked out in my living room and just couldn't help. Here she got through all those college auditions. The worst was behind her, but not so much. And yeah, when she worried about it getting worse, I wanted to make it worse, just for her. And by the way, she is now graduating at, this weekend? With her degree in music theater from Syracuse University, and she is totally determined that since she still looks about 16 years old, she should play the testing in the movie if Paramount makes it. I think she should totally have a shot at it. I mean, I did take her world's worst fears and turn it into a series. Seems like, only right that we reward her for the torture. And she's actually kind of funny because she has a bunch of fan accounts online on Instagram and Twitter that are now following her. She's a little freaked out by it when they start tagging her about stuff and showing her pictures.
Hi, I'm Daisha.
Hi, Daisha.
I was wondering if you could possibly read an excerpt from graduation day.
No. There is one online. I don't have anything that I could do that doesn't spoil it if someone hasn't read Independent Study. I don't want to be the spoiler. That's the one rule that I've been told that I have to adhere to by all my friends is no spoilers. But if you find me, I will give you a link to something that's online that does have a chapter excerpt on there for you to read. So if you find me on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or whatever, let me know what your email address is even and I will send you a link. This is the worst part about having all the books come out so fast. Is some people have read the testing but they haven't got around to reading Independent Study or they're just starting it and the third book's already out and I'm I don't want to spoil it. I've been yelled at when I get close to spoiling it for somebody, so I'm not going to be yelled at today. Sorry.
Miller.
Okay, Sam, why are you're trying to push her under a bus? Let's get her up because I don't know her name. Come on, let's interview you. Come on. You have no choice. Failure is not an option. Yes. Hi. Alyssa. Alyssa. It's another Alyssa. Is there a trend here?
Yeah.
And we have Alyssa and Alyssa. Do you spell it the same way? are you?
Good.
What are you going to be when you grow up?
I guess like an art teacher or something. I'm not sure.
Oh, you can draw.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so jealous. I can't draw at all. I don't have anything to say, like, I don't have anything to do with my covers, and it's a good thing because they would look like bad stick figures. So Sam was wanting you to chat with me. What did Sam want you to ask?
Have you ever had any stalkers?
Have I had stalkers? Actually, recently, yes. Although it was a high school girl, and it, you know, she's a freshman, so all of you don't do this. She created a Facebook account because she didn't have one to come find and talk to me, and then she friended all of my friends and family. So I started getting like, it was only like a week and a half ago, like everybody started sending me private messages, and some of them are teachers going, who is this girl and why is she friending me? The authors weren't so smart. All of my author friends just said yes to her. I had to go back and tell them all, guys, it's like a 13-year-old girl or 14-year-old girl, just stop it. They were trying to sell their books to her. It was like really crazy, but yeah. I do get some people who send me email bots, a whole lot. But so far, nobody has actually found my home address and truly stalked me. Otherwise, that's going in the plot for a book. And remember, if you choose to stalk me, I kill people with books. So, you know, you could end up dead in the next book. I'm really uplifting, aren't I?
Hi.
Hello.
So our kids have to get back to their next class, but we want to say thank you very much for talking with all of us today. So a round of applause. I think for all of us, I think we're really excited to read your next book, and we really appreciate your time today and for talking with all of us.
Oh, thanks for having me, and Sam, thanks for letting me pick on you. Come find me.
Thank you.